Howdy folks, and welcome back to World of Tanks with the mighty Jingles, and this is going to be a pre-upload because today Rita and I are both flying out to Frankfurt in Germany as guests of EpicCon. EpicCon's a brand new convention celebrating all things Japanese in general and anime in particular, and they do have some celebrity guests including American cosplayer Yaya Han, Hungarian cosplayer Angie Knight, and slightly lower down the pecking order in the list of celebrity guests, myself and Rita. We're going to be there Friday and Saturday. We're coming back home on Sunday, so we're missing the last day of the convention. But if you find yourself in Frankfurt on Friday or Saturday with nothing to do, then pop along. Details down below in the video description, and if you do spot either myself or Rita, then don't be shy, do come up and say hello. Anyway, on with today's game. This is Skiddy Loyal Lol. I'm just going to call him Skiddy for the rest of the game, and this is the best game he has ever had in World of Tanks, in one of his favourite machines, the Jagdtiger. What caught my attention was that he entitled the replay Bad Stats, and then proceeded to list the achievements that he earned in this match, and I thought, wow, okay, this bears closer inspection. Tier 9 battle on Ruinberg. He's in the Jagdtiger, which obviously is the German Tier 9 tank destroyer. And right at the start of the match I thought, okay, this is unusual. It's a Tier 9 battle on a city map, and he's not taking the Jagdtiger into the city. Instead, he hasn't moved that far from his spawn position, and he's covering the centre of the map. Skiddy is a self-confessed player with bad stats. He's played just short of 9,000 games in World of Tanks. And to be completely fair, anybody with that amount of games played is just starting to recover, if they're any good, from the horrific stats that you accumulate in your first 4,000 or 5,000 games. He has a current win rating of 49% overall in all 9,000 games that he's played. That's not bad. I mean, it's not good, but it's not bad. In fact, that's just about plumb average. 50% win rating is not actually the average in World of Tanks, because some games end in a draw. 49% win rate is actually smack bang in the middle of average stat territory. And I have absolutely no doubt, because it happens every time I put a replay up, people are going to go straight to noobmeter.com, check his stats out. You can have a look. He plays on the North American server. That will help you to narrow it down some, and you will agree that his stats are definitely not good. But hopefully you'll also notice that they're getting better. In every category, his stats are improving across the board. In fact, his recent stats over his last 1,000 games played are actually, they're pretty good. They're certainly very respectable. At the same time, however, you could argue that putting a Jagdtiger in this position right at the start of a Tier 9 battle on Ruinberg is not the best use of the machine. And there certainly may be some merit to that argument. In fact, it's entirely possible that the crushing arse-kicking that his team is going to take in the town may have been contributed to by his being here with the Jagdtiger rather than in the town centre. And there may be some truth in that argument, but, well, let's just see how it goes. There's his first actual kill. He's hit a lot of targets so far, but that's the first one he's actually killed. There's an ISU 152 up there. Plants a shot into the bushes right where the ISU was. That may have hit, it may not. We won't know until we see the ISU and see how much health he's on. He does not have Sixth Sense on this machine, by the way. So the first time he knows he's been spotted is when people start shooting at him. It's entirely likely that he got spotted when he fired there because he was too close to the bush. But so far, no return fire. Ooh, lovely hit on the T-20. T-20 appears to be pointing his gun this way. Yep, he's definitely been spotted. The T-20 track's blown off, just sitting there waiting to die basically. Pumped a shot in his direction, but it went nowhere near him. There's his second kill. The scores at the moment are not too bad. Oh, actually, me and my big mouth have just lost another 2 tanks. The scores are now 5-8 in favour of the enemy team. Skiddy having a look over to his right. Yeah, that's not very good at all. The centre of the town has completely collapsed, and in fact the entire team are now crammed into this one end of the map. So he starts killing enemy tanks, one after the other. At this stage it's important that you knock out enemy tanks as quickly as possible, so shoot at the low health targets to remove their guns from the battlefield. IS-6 first. Good call. Tiger's just been ammo-racked. And here they come. Now he can shoot at the Oni and do full damage, or he can kill the KV-13. So he kills the KV-13. That removes another gun from the battlefield. Next up, IS-3. He's a one-shot kill if you can hit him. And he kills the IS-3. Scores a 9-11. There are 4 of them left on the team. Spots a T-49 on the flank, but then actually, no, you don't want to give the side of your tank to an Oni and whatever else is down there. You don't want to go around a corner and take out a T-49. He's going to have to leave it at the VK2801. The Jagdpanther gets taken out by a T-34, who has to be down that bottom end of the road. The VK2801 has gone out and killed the T-49, and now he is spotting the T-30 and the Oni. He puts a shot into the T-30 rather than getting the kill on the Oni, which is kind of surprising. But now the T-30 is a one-shot, and so, of course, unbelievably, that one bounces. The VK2801 is dead. He is now the last tank left alive on his team. And he has 5 enemy tanks, although the T-30 and the Oni are both one-shot kills. 5 enemy tanks to deal with. There's the T-30. Doesn't miss that time. Bounces a shot. Bounces 2 shots, one from the Oni and one from there's the T-34. Finishes off the Oni? Yes. Now the T-34, but where's the T-54 and the WZ-1? Oh, bugger. Right. Well, it was a nice try, but now he's stuffed. T-34 puts one into the side of the superstructure. The WZ is camped firmly on his ass. Although, well, having said that, this WZ-120 should have killed him by now. He's fired twice and done no damage. And all of the damage is coming from the T-34 that the WZ-120 is spotting for. And he did it again. No damage. What happened there? This guy isn't a bad player. He's on 3 kills, and yet he's making a real meal out of this. He's desperately trying to stay behind Skids as the T-34 hits again. Finally scores some damage, but he allowed Skids to turn around, and Skids kills him as well. And now, of course, with the WZ-120 dead, nobody's spotting him anymore. So the T-34 no longer has anything to shoot at, but he is capping. And he's almost won. Still no sign of the T-54, however, but Skids is going to have to get eyes on this T-34 and reset the cap, or he's going to lose. And there he is, hiding behind the wreck of the Oni. Aims for the commander's hatch. Cap reset. There's the defender medal. Of course, the T-34 spotted him when he fired, so he reversed while angling the tank and bounces the return shot from the T-34. Goes for the commander's hatch again. Unlucky, didn't get it. Pulls further back, behind the wreck of the Jagdpanther, into concealment behind the bushes. Gets up around the Jagdpanther. Oh, he's spotted. Crap. Going for the commander's hatch again. Yep, cap reset once more, but the T-34 scores a return hit, and whoever shoots first is going to win. And while the T-34 does have a good gun, it's got a slow reload, and the 128mm on the Jagdtiger does not. 1 tank remaining. That's 11 kills. Of course, the 1 tank remaining is a T-54. And, well, the Jagdtiger is a good machine, but it's got a camo rating like the Great Wall of China. Skids was absolutely shitting himself at this point, by the way. And who wouldn't be? Less than 100 health remaining, and there's a T-54 that you still have to find and kill in order to win the game. And but then again, where is that T-54? We haven't seen him since the beginning of the match. We know he's not AFK, or at least he wasn't AFK, because Skids put a shot into him. In fact, it was Skids shooting at him that forced him to duck down the centre road into the middle of town there. You can see his last reported position on the map. But that was ages ago. Why didn't he come to the assistance of the T-34? Skids should be dead by now. And by rights, there's no way Skids, in something as big and obvious as a Jagdtiger, should be able to survive on that much health with a T-54 still surviving on the enemy team. And yet he's driven all the way around the outside edge of the map without being spotted. Well, he doesn't have sixth sense, so he doesn't know. He does know he hasn't been spotted because he's still alive. There's your sixth sense right there. And the T-54 isn't capping. Can he really be AFK? Has he disconnected? Is Skids really going to be this lucky? And Skids is now capping the enemy base, still with no sign of the T-54 after having driven all the way around the outside of the map. And no sign of that T-54. It's fairly safe to say that Skids was sweating a little bit at this point. I mean, there's just nowhere you can hide a Jagdtiger in this cap circle. In order for Skids to win, he either needs the T-54 to have rage quit, disconnected, or come around the exact corner that he's aiming at and have enough health for Skids to one-shot him. If either of those three conditions are true, Skids has got himself 11 kills and a Collar Banoff's medal, as well as Defender and Invader. If not, this is going to be a bit of a heartbreaker. Can you feel the tension? Heartbreak or epic win? Which is it going to be? He's almost done it. There's 100% cap. No sign of the T-54. He's done it. It's an epic win. Hooray! Yep, the T-54 must have disconnected. So that is an ace tanker, a Pools medal, 10 kills. Kolobanov's medal stood alone against 5 or more enemy tanks and won. He got Defender, Top Gun, High Caliber and Invader out of that game. The best result he's ever had in a game of World of Tanks. Could things have gone differently if he'd taken the Jagdtiger into town with the rest of the big boys at the start of the match? Well, I'm sure that debate is going to rage on in the comments, but while he almost certainly wouldn't have had 11 kills and a Collar Banoff's medal if he'd done that, there is absolutely no guarantee that the team would have won if he'd gone into town with the rest of the big heavies. They could just as easily have ruffle-stomped his ass the same way they did everybody else in the town. So I'm sure there's going to be some furious and frank exchanges of views in the comments of this video as to what might have happened and what could have happened and should have happened if he hadn't camped the ridgeline at the back of the map the way he did in the Jagdtiger. But what we do know for sure is that he was not just one-shotting low-health tanks. He did 9,000 damage in that game. It's also worth pointing out, a little thing to do with endgame economy in World of Tanks, he did 9,000 damage in that game. He didn't fire a single round of premium ammunition. He doesn't have any premium ammunition on his Jagdtiger. The tank doesn't really need it. 9,000 damage done, and with a standard account, he only made a 10,000 credit profit. Damn World of Tanks endgame economy, eh? Anyway, that's pretty much it for today. Just one final thing that I do need to remind you all of before I sign off for the day, and that's the giveaway that I'm currently running, courtesy of World of Tanks EU and Arozzi, manufacturer of gaming chairs to the rich and famous. I've got 2 of their World of Tanks branded Arozzi Vernazza gaming chairs. You won't get any change from €349 for one of these things, but I do have 2 of them to give away. Sadly, due to delivery restrictions from Arozzi, these are for EU only. But if you are in the EU and you fancy your chances, then enter the giveaway at the link in the video description for your chance to win one of these 2 chairs. And that is pretty much it for today. I'm off to Frankfurt, to EpicCon. Hope to see you there, and if you can't be there, well, don't worry. I've got videos pre-uploaded for Friday and Saturday to keep you entertained until I get back. As always, folks, take care, and I'll catch you next time.